Good day, folks. This is Greg GD, Green Pastures Farm. Today, I kind of giving you a overview of our shiitake mushroom operation. We've got Ben. Ben is on this end. He's actually putting the inoculant in. Isaac is over on that end. He's actually doing the drilling. And Jan is holding the logs. It helps to have somebody hold them and spin them for the guy that is drilling. We do have a turntable on each end. You can see the casters that Ben's going to set those in. I'm going to show you a close-up here in a minute. This is the actual logs when they're done. You see the holes in there. These are cut about 4 feet, a little over 4 foot. I like a 4-foot log. A lot of people cut them 3 foot. This is white oak and black oak. And there's a little bit of red oak in here. So I'm going to start over here with Isaac.
I think that's good then. I mean, Isaac. So you can see we're doing rows down here this way, but every...
I'll turn it where I can see a hole. There we go. Yep, about every 6 inches. And then you turn it, and there's another row on top of that. Yep. So the bigger the log, the more rows you have.
Yep.
What do you reckon those logs weigh, Isaac?
Depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about this log or this log. That's maybe 80.
That was probably 80 pounds.
This one's maybe 20.
Yep. That's a good size right there.
Yep.
So we cut these logs about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and they've been drying. You good? Yep. So we got the turntables here. Yep. So just as fast as you touch that log, now that grinder, yeah, move your hand. As fast as you can touch that log, you got a hole. There you go. I don't know how well this video is going to turn out with all this wind, but I'm going to try and block the wind with my
grinder. And...
Yeah, well, of course the grinder, you're going to be loud. There's no way to muffle that.
Yep.
So these were live trees. You can't do it with dead trees. So he's already, he's kind of buried Ben and I was helping Ben down here. We've got a whole table for him that's already drilled. So the guy that's doing the drilling, that's actually the fast part of it. And you can actually really get ahead. So Ben's down here with the spawn bucket. Right here, that's our spawn. And he's got a pretty neat little gun there. Ben, how's that work?
So you've got a cartridge of little styrofoam dots, right? And so
Yeah.
each one of these is plugging the hole. So you load that in there.
Yep.
Put your little weight, little plunger on top.
Yep.
And then there's a hole here. That's where your spawn goes. So you just punch it down a couple times.
Okay.
And then it does it all for you. So you go over the hole and try to keep it straight, perpendicular.
Yep.
And just push down.
There you go.
And it's
So you got your spawn covered up with the plug in one operation. I bought this gun after doing the old-fashioned way, just what they call the hand inoculator.
That's the problem though, that the hand inoculator, or like with the wax, like if the dot is like a little bit off center, you can get dehydrated spore basically.
Yeah, yeah. I still think the wax might be more, I don't know, it's more idiot proof as far as, you know, It seals the hole
It is
better.
so much longer though.
It takes 5 times longer to do it with wax than it does this thing. So I don't know. We did I did about 700 logs here several years ago with this styrofoam, and they were slow. I mean, they didn't fruit for a while, but when they did, they fruited well, and they're continuing to fruit pretty well. But what we did is as an experiment, we did not half, but we did probably 20 logs over there with wax, and the same spawn as we did the foam plug. And it's of course the same logs, and it's all the same time, and it's the same species of spawn. So if we see those wax ones outproduce or actually start putting out mushrooms faster than the foam in this gun, we may go back to all wax.
All out.
But it takes, so there he is. He's gonna load it. See, it's just a big long cartridge. Just like that, you stick it in there. So every time you push down on that handle, it puts a plug on the top of that hole after it puts the spawn in, which is pretty darn cool. But when you cut your logs, folks, you want to let them set in about 2 to 3 weeks. They call it kind of a drying period. They need to kind of cure. If you go out and cut them and put the spawn in immediately, you can do that. I don't think it's quite as good. They have better success with them they call them seasoning just a little bit. Don't stack them out in the sun. Sun is the enemy of mushroom logs, and if they dry out too much, it's hard on them.
I think that's good enough.
Yeah. My goodness, Jan, what you got all over your hair?
Dandruff. Really bad case of it.
Lice.
This is a job for using goggles.
Yes.
I had to beat Jan almost to get her to put them on, but if you get a wood chip in your eyeball and it doesn't come out for a week, you'd wish you had those on.
Yeah, and a trip to the emergency room or something.
I've had a wood chip in my eye for about 2 weeks one time, and it finally came out one morning when I was I don't know, I was just washing my face off, and I popped my eye, and that thing had watered for like, it was a week and a half. And that darn thing came out, and it was a white oak chip. So, yeah, we're eye protected.
It's one of those 80-pounders.
So,
Oh man, you got a big one there, Ozzy.
show them over here what we'll be doing afterwards. We're putting labels on them.
Yeah, so this particular strain we have is called WR46, which is wide range. And here you can see we got staples on the top. This one is SC. I know SC stands for Snow Camp. And it was inoculated on 4, so that'd be April 18th, April of 2018. Snow Camp.
Look what I found today. It was down underneath the leaves.
I'll be darned. A mushroom.
Yep.
This is January 11th,
12th.
12th, and it's been really cold, and you picked a mushroom.
But it was down in the leaves, so it was insulated.
Yep. Yep.
So I've got a little pile here.
It's
of
an awful
mushrooms.
nice treat to find.
Yeah. Make some nice mushroom sauce.
You need to go brush your hair, woman.
It'll come out.
Venus, you tell her to go brush her hair.
Oh man.
She's like, I'm a mushroom dog.
Anyway, you want to show them the bag?
Yeah, so this is the spawn. And there's your strain. We do get all of our spawn from Field and Forest
Yes.
out of Wisconsin.
And it's a special bag.
That's a 5-pound bag. Yeah, it breathes. It's got a little breather tube there on it. We store it in the refrigerator until you use it. Don't just let it sit outside. And you break that spawn up. That spawn will last quite a while in the refrigerator, but if you let it sit outside and it dries out, it's no good. So here's the blocks of wax that we were using, and then we use that electric skillet.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and plug that in. We're done drilling for a while. We're so far from the house out here. We're doing it outside. It's a beautiful day. It's 58 degrees. Normally we do this in the shop in the wintertime. If it's 0 degrees, we start up the wood stove. And you can actually do this with your shirt off. I mean, just shirt sleeves because it's in a heated shop. But we caught a beautiful day out here. And what's beautiful about doing it right here is we don't have to move the logs. So once they're done, Isaac stacks them right over there and we're done. Now we will cover that pile of logs with, I've got some black netting that can breathe. If you don't cover that up right there, you've done a lot of work for nothing. That means that the woodpeckers will come in and they'll pick that spawn out of there. So make sure you cover up your pile. So that pile right there will sit there for around 7 months, and always stack it in the shade where it can't get direct sunlight. And you'll come out here, you just start checking them after rains in probably midsummer, and you'll see them. They'll start popping out. And when they pop out, you need to be standing them up teepee style like we do over here. Okay, what you got?
Show you the drill bit that you get from Field and Forest.
Yeah, it's a router. That's a router bit. I mean, it is a beast. It's got a stop on it right here, so it won't let you go in over 1 inch deep. Just make sure you get the right diameter drill. Or I'm sorry, router bit. They make several different sizes, and I can't read there it is. This is a 12. Yeah. 12.5, that's the one you want. Don't get the other one. There's one that's bigger, and it eats up a lot of spawn, and then you got to it takes more wax, and it's harder to drill because you're taking out a bigger hole. So the more holes you put in your log, the quicker the log will spawn. Because you're just putting more spawn. The quicker the log will fruit. More spawn, quicker the fruit. That's kind of how it works. But you can see Isaac's actually doing what I was doing a while ago. He doesn't have any way to seal those. So look at this.
You're out of them.
Oh, Ben's out of styrofoam plugs. So Isaac is over there on his side putting in spawn, and Ben, when he gets done, he just goes right on across sealing Isaac's. There it is. See that?
Another log done.
Another log done. So 2 people teaming up on that dude, you can knock out a lot of logs. I'm going to count roughly how many we've got here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. Yeah, pretty close to 7. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get that row at 6. So we've done about 42 logs here in the last hour or so, and we'll be working at it here about 1 more hour. Then Isaac and Ben and I are going to take off and go move the mob. But I think we've got roughly, just looking at what we've got left over there to do, and over here there's probably still another 100 logs in here, so we're going to end up with about 160, 170 new logs inoculated. Folks, once you get your pipeline filled up and you put let's just say you do 100 or 200 a winter, you're always going to have mushrooms. And these things will fruit for 7 to 10 years. You don't have to go back and do this exercise that we're doing right here. So this is a one-time deal. You get that spawn in there, and you're done. Just don't let them get too much sun on them. Sun and wind. Wind's hard on them like we're getting right now, but of course there's no live animals in here yet. You will have live animals in those logs. That's what the mushroom is. So anyway, these are shiitake, and we sell shiitakes. We dry a lot of them. We eat a lot of them ourselves. The interns munch down on them, and it's just another product that you can raise on your farm. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off of here, and we're going to knock the rest of these logs out. It's a beautiful day here in January, and everyone hit that subscribe button on the way out. If you're new to the channel, I'd appreciate it. Oh, and don't forget the like button, and we'll see y'all down the road.